Hello everyone and welcome to Lee Jordan Field. We are here for the second and last game of the 2021 ABL regular season for your Matsu Miners. I'm Sean Neef alongside Reese Lamon. You're not going to hear him, but he's also in the box. Willie Johnston's also here today.
Howdy! Probably hear him a little bit.
We are getting ready for the final regular season matchup between the Chinooks and the Miners. For your Miners, starting for the first time this season, is going to be Aaron Winkler. The usual bullpen arm for Rutgers is given his first nod today, as it's likely to be a bullpen arm day for the Miners.
On the other side, Brendan Argomaz will go for the Chinooks out of Richmond University. On the year, Argomaz has made 4 starts, 7 games total, 23 innings. He's allowed 20 hits and 10 walks, striking out 19. He's got a 1-2 record and a 3.13 ERA.
Going up against Argomanis is the Miners, of course, and starting off for the Miners today, Holden Breeze, Tyler Wilson, and Tyler Rando. Rando hasn't usually been in that 3 hole. It's usually been Sorelli or Rother, but Rando given a different job today. Sorelli is going to be DHing, so a chance to focus more on his offense today in the cleanup. Number 5 for the Miners is going to be Casey Rother at third base. 6, Aaron Walters at first base. 7th for the Miners is going to be Ricky Nunez again in right field. 8 hole is going to be Patrick Donovan, the center fielder. Rounding out is David Bermudez at short. We are going to take a short break for the national anthem. Be sure to stay here with us. We are almost ready for first pitch. We had a few kids helping out with the national anthem. Seems like we may also have one doing a first pitch, but Argomanis on the mound for the Chinooks. We haven't seen him starting so far this year. It seems to be the only part of the rotation we haven't seen yet.
And behind him, the defensive alignment for the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. In left field, it's Johnny Graham. Center field, Will Batts. In right field, Colby Ferris. Infield, left to right. Over at third, Pate Fullerton. At short, John Mark Mullins. Over at the Keystone, second base, Patty McCormick. And then over at first base is Josh Scheck. Pitcher, catcher, battery, Argomanis. And then behind the plate, Joe Keel from UAB.
So the Miners and the Chinooks ready to do it for what could be the last time of the year. After this, the only chance these two teams would have to meet in the playoffs in the top of the World Series would be in the final matchup.
Last outing for Brendan Argomanis actually came a couple of weeks ago, so hasn't had any experience in the past couple weeks, but he gets the ball here. The Chinooks have already wrapped up the number 2 seed in the ABL. All of the ABL is actually wrapped up, so what you see right now is what you'll end with. Top seed, the Miners. In second, the Chinooks. Over in third is the Anchorage Glacier Pilots, and then the Anchorage Bucks in fourth place, so we'll see round 1 Friday, Saturday, Sunday at Herman Brothers Field.
It does make it a bit odd. It seems like a sense of limbo, having everybody finalized in their spot but still playing a few games. So a chance to see who's going to get some rotational pieces, a few more reps, who's ready to really lock down their final lineup. And for the Miners, we'll see if they're able to catch another win here, the number 29 on the year.
Holden Breeze stepping in. He's leading off playing second base like he's done for really the past couple of weeks. Coming into today, he's hitting on the year a 286 clip. 2 home runs, 5 RBIs. Second baseman from South Mountain Community College.
Starts off with the ball, so good eye. You can hear Nick Sorelli telling him good from the dugout, confirming it just in case you were curious.
Sorelli's not allowed to take the bat off his shoulder today. He's 3 walks away from the Miners record.
This one off the bat and into left field. Holden Breeze starts him off with a quick single. 2 pitches is all he needed.
Good piece of hitting there by Breeze, just going with it right into left field. It's a leadoff hit, and I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe if he puts the wheels in motion.
I was getting ready to comment on the fact that his hitting numbers had been down since his first week with the team, but his on-base numbers staying consistent there.
Tyler Wilson, who comes into today hitting at a 241 clip, stepping into the box.
Wilson not a fan of the first pitch there, ball 1.
Miners' average on the year as a team is the highest it's been all year, and they're now number 1 in the ABL, a 244 batting team on the year.
Their offense definitely seems to steadily be on the rise. Taking another ball there, 2-0. It seems to be more that their opponent is putting up more runs than they've been allowed in previous contests. As we saw last night against the Glacier Pilots, we'll see if the Miners' offense is going to be more dominant today or if it's going to be the pitching that carries them. Finally taken for a strike. That one is right on the corner.
2-1 from the pitcher on the mound. And Argomanis, as Wilson stands in from the left side, switch hitter.
Tries to throw him off at first. Breeze able to get back easily.
On deck circle sits Tyler Rando.
A 2-1 count. Breeze just checked on. See if he's going to go here. Begins to start going. And then Keel able to corral him back to first.
2-2 now on Wilson. No takeoff for Breeze yet. In a 2-2 count, though. Could be the time to start moving.
Tyler Wilson in an even count, hoping to help his teammate at first. Takes a big swing there, set down on strikes. The first strikeout of the game for Argomanis. Tyler Wilson has to head back to the drawing board.
Tyler Rando stepping into the plate now. He's hitting a tick over 300, 301 batter on the year, 1 homer, 19 RBIs. He's also doubled his walks to strikeouts, 18 walks to just 9 strikeouts on the year. That's one of the best rates in the ABL.
There's a reason Rando's consistently been in the top of this lineup. In the 3-hole today for the first time, maybe a new spot for him. Breeze checked on again, still safe. We'll go back to the next batter. Rando in the last week been on 50% of the times he's come up to the plate. Anytime you succeed 50% of the time in baseball, you're one of the few good players that can do so.
0-1 on Rando. He's knocked in a bunch of RBIs on the year and is second now on the team, just behind Casey Roth, who has 20.
Rando in an early 0-1 hole, hoping to help Holden Breeze at first. Takes strike 2. Now he's dug a deeper hole here.
Way behind in the count. Rando looking to battle. Obviously only 9 strikeouts on the year. And 83 at-bats, so he's not really that prone to the swing and miss.
Hoping to avoid double-digit strikeouts. This one low. Good eye from Rando.
Argomanis plays his college baseball at the University of Richmond. Right-hander. Stands in at 6'1" and 190 pounds. He's actually a JUCO transfer from Orange Coast Community College.
He goes here. This one put on the ground and bounced over the mound and barely out at first. Rando hustled there, lost his footing at the end. Appears to be okay, but the runner does advance to second.
Yeah, I'm surprised they got Rando out there. That was kind of who's going to grab it. McCormick came on at the last second, able to field it and flip over to first just in time to get Rando. Sorelli now with a runner on second. He's in scoring position and 2 away.
To have a man in scoring position in the first inning and Nick Sorelli at the plate is a pretty comforting place to be.
Sorelli a couple of hits yesterday, includes an RBI, comes in batting .307 on the year. 35 hits, 34 walks. He's been all over the bases all year.
Starts off with a ball here, ahead early.
Joe Keel once again behind the plate. He seems to be the man that the Chinooks pitchers favor the most. Matt Magno, who's been hot with the bat lately, batting .462 over his last 5 games, is in the DH spot.
Can't really deny the power Magno brings to this lineup. He's one of the few power hitters they genuinely have for a team that likes to dink and dunk across the field.
There's the ball just up, 2-0.
Little heckles from the crowd too for Sorelli. Man's just trying to take his walk in peace.
You'd love to see 2 more. 1 away from the tie if he can get 1 here.
Good batter's count. Here's the 2-0 pitch. This one is a strike on the outside. Might have cut the corner, maybe just nicked the edge, but a close call. Sorelli continues his usual rhythm. This one far inside.
3-1 on Sorelli. It's a little chilly out today, low 60s. Pretty overcast all day long. There was some rain this morning, but it's held off this afternoon, so nothing really in the forecast, and we hope to play a full 9 innings of baseball.
Still on the top of the first here. See if they'll have our first score of the game as Nick Sorelli in a 3-1. He turns on this one immediately. A laser shot right to the glove of Josh Sheck at first. A good shot off the bat, just happened to land in the wrong glove.
Yeah, that ball was shot down to first base. Thought that might have had a chance to get to the outfield, but right at Sheck, and that'll end the top of the first.
So, heading to the bottom of the first, no real action here in the top. Only 1 hit for the Miners. We'll head to the bottom of the first and see what Winkler has in store for his first start as a Miner. Make sure you stay here. Bats will be the first man into the batter's box this inning for the Chinooks. The Masters University product will be the first man that Aaron Winkler sees. And Winkler, not wasting a whole lot of time, does square up but lays off.
Winkler comes into today's game with the second lowest ERA on this minor squad. 10 games, he's got a 1.21 ERA.
That one is down. A throw gets him at first. Will Bats has some speed but can't outdo the arm of Aaron Winkler.
And that was a good play by Winkler just to get off the mound. Bats has really good speed and got that one down, but he threw him out. Winkler 22 and a third innings. He struck out 14 and a 3-0 record.
That low ERA and solid record is the reason he was a co-winner for the best relief pitcher on this minor staff. In a crowd of a group of talented arms, Winkler seems to stand out for his consistency. And this one shot right into right field to his bullpen buddies.
0-1 as Mullins stands in. He's been a staple of consistency, at least at the plate, for the Chinooks all year.
Has had some struggles in the field with errors over the last couple games, but unlikely that it'll be a long-term issue.
There's a called strike. Yeah, Mullins comes in today hitting .308, no home runs, 16 RBIs. He got 25 walks to his total as well.
It'll be tough to pull a walk out of an 0-2 count. We'll see if Mullins has the patience to do it. Instead, he turns on this shot, a weak liner right to Wally at first.
Easy play for Walters, 2 away, and now we will get the 3-hitter, Colby Ferris from Tarleton State University.
One thing I always notice whenever Winkler's pitching, his innings go so much faster than most pitchers.
Yeah, he doesn't really mess around. He really attacks the zone early in the count and usually generates soft contact. Ferris comes into today with the most home runs on this Chinook squad. He's got 4 home runs, 14 RBI as well.
Won't lay on to the early pitch. That one's ball 1.
Got a ton of power, but also some swing and miss to that power. He's got 39 strikeouts in 137 at-bats.
There's a swinging miss. There's strike 1. A breaking ball over the top. Winkler able to sneak by the batter that time. Ferris does have that home run potential, and he's trying to get into it with a big swing and miss again.
Winkler, a native of Pound Ridge, New York. He'll finish up his graduate year next spring for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights.
That one too far away for consideration by Ferris.
Standing on deck is Josh Scheck, the first baseman from the University of California, Irvine. Scheck has really played almost every day since joining this team in late June, and their best hitter, .329.
That one caught fishing outside. Winkler gets him on strikes and ends the inning quickly. 1-2-3 from the Chinooks.
Like you were saying, Winkler's innings seem to go by really fast, and that one was a pretty good example of that.
Hopefully he can stay at that pace. Miners take over again in the top of the second. We'll see if there's more offense in store here at Lee Jordan Field. Miners are back up to the plate to lead off the second inning as Casey Rother is our first hitter here. Doesn't have the batting gloves again. Back to his purest form. Takes a first strike here.
Rother comes in hitting .291 on the year. Couple of home runs, 20 RBIs, also 19 walks to just 16 strikeouts.
Another swinging miss. Right now, both pitchers seem to be the one in control.
It'll be Rother and then Aaron Walters, and then things will turn over to Ricky Nunez, 5, 6, 7 in the minor order in the second.
This one does get a little bit of the bat, but just enough to land in Will Batts' glove.
Easy play out in center for Will Batts as he glides under that one, and now Aaron Walters, who came through with a 2-run single yesterday, along with another single and a walk. Average raised up to 240 on the year, homer, 10 RBIs.
Argomanis may seem pretty middle of the pack in terms of ERA and WHIP, but what he really excels at is he doesn't allow a whole lot of batting average against. Just barely over the Mendoza line for what is allowed, and only one wild pitch on the year. He's in control most of the time. Not as in control on that pitch though. Ball 1. 1-1 count to Aaron Walters.
Batting from the left side, righty against the lefty. Chinooks seem to have a ton of right-handed pitchers, and he's just another one of them.
While he does get a piece of this one, heads into foul ground, that's where it's going to end up.
Yeah, hit that one pretty well down the left field line, just couldn't stay fair. In the 1 and 2 hole, Wally does lead this team in sacrifice hits. He's got 3 of them.
Pretty hard to sacrifice with no one on the bags, though. Does have the patience. 2 and 2.
Ricky Nunez stands on deck. Nunez hit that home run a couple of days ago against the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. That was in Game 2 of the doubleheader on Monday.
2 and 2 pitch on the way. Fouled off again. Wally looking to extend his time at the plate. Back to your point on Nunez, though, over the last week, you could make an argument he's one of the 3 best hitters in this lineup. A 6 for 13. Walters not going to be fooled with another high pitch. 3 and 2, full count. Argomanis looking to avoid his first walk, but can't hold it off. Good patience there from Wally.
Able to take that walk as he reaches first base, and now Ricky Nunez 1 on 1 out.
Only the 11th walk of the year for Argomanis. But it now brings up Ricky Nunez with a man on and only 1 away. Nunez has 3 RBIs in the last week as well. Could be tough with someone of Wally's speed, but something sent deep could do it. Almost thrown out at first. Nice awareness from Keel behind the plate. Walters just a step too far off.
Yeah, that was like kind of a little swim move down at first base. The throw actually from Keel down to Sheck easily beat him. But Wally able to navigate around that tag. He's lucky he didn't get picked off there.
Walters likely to take a few steps shorter off of first now. Gonna rely on Nunez's bat. Another low pitch, ball 2. Nunez on the year is a pretty aggressive swinger. Tries to get a piece of this one. That's going to be just a foul ball to the back screen.
Rattling the camera actually back here as well, 2 and 1. Interesting to see how far Argomanis will go today. Obviously a swingman, 3 appearances out of the bullpen, 4 appearances in the rotation, so maybe 4, 5, 6 innings would be their target goal.
Starts to go around. That's going to be strike 2. Nunez a little frustrated with himself there. Pumps himself back up, but an even count at 2 and 2.
286 line for Nunez so far this year. Got a homer and 6 RBIs.
A big pitch here. This one turned on into center field, and in his tracks, Will Batts able to find that one after a little bit of twisting action. He wasn't sure which direction to go at first.
Yeah, he almost lost that ball in center field. He came in on it and then had to back up late, reaching up over to his right, and he's lucky he made that catch. That ball gets over his head, and Walters has a chance to score.
Batts has both outs in the inning so far. 2 away, brings up Patrick Donovan. The center fielder is going to be Aaron Walters' last hope to advance. A dart throw there for strike 1.
Donovan's provided a boost early to this club. 7 of his first 17 at the plate. A couple of RBIs to his line as well, and a couple of walks. Also has 4 stolen bases. Hasn't been caught yet.
This one just a line drive into right field. Walters gonna go to third. Finally has the ball up. The relay in is gonna keep him at third, but Donovan gets to second by himself.
Yeah, nice piece of hitting there by Donovan. That's his first extra base hit, actually, in a minor uniform as he goes down the right field line. Second and third now for David Bermudez with 2 away.
Donovan was putting in extra work in the cages before we left to drive over to Chugiak, paying off immediately there. We'll see if David Bermudez has the same payoff. He was part of the same group. First pitch to Bermudez is going to be ball 1.
That ball just missing off the edge. 1-0 count. Walters off of third. Donovan has really good speed off of second. And none of these outfield arms for the Chinooks have proved to be anything like Cole Escher's on the Bucks yet. So I would assume Donovan's going to get the wave on anything hit to the outfield.
More than likely, those 4 stolen bases aren't purely because of good timing and good guessing. He's got plenty of speed. Bermudez, right now, showing some patience. 2-0 count, waiting on the third pitch. Another pitch outside, make that 3-0.
Holden Breeze waiting on deck, and the last time he was in this ballpark, he had a solo home run. So certainly looking forward to getting back here and hitting. He could have a chance at the bases loaded. Bermudez over the past week has been better. He's had some offensive struggles on the year at the plate, but a .391 on base over the last week.
A strike there keeps it from being a 4-pitch walk. A big reason for Bermudez's struggles with on-base percentage is his low number of walks on the year. Only 2 so far to this point in the year. And this one skied up. Argomanis may have worked his way out of this jam. And he did. Will Batts under it for the third out. Miners strand 2.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. 3-1 pitch. That might have been a little bit up. Instead, Bermudez swinging. Took a good hack, but just a little bit under it.
Because of that, still no score through our first 3 half innings. Miners going to be back in the field for the bottom of the second. Make sure you stick around and see how Winkler goes into the second. Chinooks taking their hacks next. It's going to be Josh Sheck, their cleanup hitter. First up, first baseman has been a mainstay in the lineup ever since his debut. Will he fare any better against Winkler?
Sheck comes in a .329 hitter on the year, 24 of 73, 2 homers, 13 RBIs. One thing about Sheck, though, a lot of swing and miss. He's striking out in 33% of his at-bats right now.
Manages to get a piece of this one, only to send it foul.
Sheck also has been hot at the plate recently. Over his last 4 games, 17 at-bats, he's got 7 hits, including 3 RBI.
Take a good eye to get on here. 0-2 count. Pitcher doesn't have to give him anything really good.
Sheck, obviously, some swing and miss. I would expect a flurry of junk in the dirt from Winkler.
It seems they'll head to talk to the first base line judge, give him a little bit of talking to, and almost immediately return to the dugout.
Not really sure what that's about. But anyhow, it's 0-2 on Josh Sheck as Aaron Winkler remains ahead.
Sheck really just shrinks Rando when they stand side by side.
The only other games in the ABL today is between the Peninsula Oilers and the Anchorage Bucks, or rather the Anchorage Glacier Pilots. It's a doubleheader today. They're in the bottom of the 6th right now, no score.
That one managing to get away from the zone, 1-2. That'll also be likely, and I say almost definitely, the Oilers have a few games, it looks like, scheduled out. I mean, it looked like their last game might have been today.
They have a game tomorrow in Chugiak, and that'll close out both teams' regular seasons and the Oilers' season in general.
Winkler gets him to start going around, can't lay back, and breaks the plane. Strikeout number 1 in the inning, number 2 in the game for Winkler.
Able to get a fastball over there, and nothing Josh Sheck could do with it. And now Matt Magno, who we haven't really seen recently, but he's been on a tear lately at the plate, .462 over his last week of play. Comes in batting .234 on the year, as watches that pitch there for a ball. No home runs, 11 RBIs from Northwood University.
Anytime you go a week batting .462, you're likely going to find yourself back in the lineup.
Called strike there. Yeah, Magno said it before. The younger brother of Andrew Magno, former pitcher for Ohio State, on the Detroit Tigers organization.
Magno wanted all of that, can't find the breaking ball.
Yeah, 1-2. Winkler's breaking ball has looked pretty much unhittable to these first 6 Chinook hitters. Or first 5 Chinook hitters.
This one is put on the ground towards Holden Breeze at second. An easy throw and not a whole lot of effort needed for that out.
Now stepping in is going to be the third baseman, Pete Fullerton. Fullerton, another UAB guy. Third baseman.
So far, Winkler creating a lot of low percentage hits. Not anything off the bat seems immediately threatening so far.
Fullerton, one of just 4 Chinooks with a batting average over .250 as he comes in at exactly .250. 19 hits, 76 at-bats. Also a ton of walks for Pete Fullerton, second on this club with 15.
Back to paint and corner as Aaron Winkler gets him with a fastball.
Fullerton bats from the left side. We've seen him. He's kind of weird. He sometimes wears batting gloves. I'm pretty sure it's been 50-50 with the batting gloves or no batting gloves. Always that wrist tape, but he's got the batting gloves on today. 2-1 count.
I want to thank a sponsor of the 2021 Matsu Miners Summer Clinic, Alaska USA Federal Credit Union. I had the clinic a few days ago. Do have that video up on our YouTube to check out the compilation of some of the highlights, as this one's a copy and paste of the previous play and out as Aaron Winkler gets through another inning with no hits.
It has looked good. A couple of strikeouts so far. His first start of the year. And pretty much a usual day in the office for Winkler.
See if he can keep it going into the third. Miners heading up to the plate first. We'll be back with the third inning of action here at Lee Jordan Field. Make sure you stay here with us.
Will be giving away 2 of the leading off the top of the third.
Leading off here in the third, Holden Breeze looking to put something into play again after a single in his first at-bat of the game. Breeze not going after the first pitch there, strike one.
Yeah, Breeze's first at bat only saw one pitch before driving a sharp grounder in between third and short.
A low pitch this time, ball one. Only hits coming from Breeze and Donovan the first time through the lineup, so the top and bottom hoping for some help from the heart of their lineup, as the 1 and 8 hole hitter generally can't create all your offense.
Counts 2-1 on Breeze. We didn't see him try to take off for second the first time he was aboard.
Breeze and a 2-1 count. This one is going to be lifted. Looks like an easy can of corn for Will Batts. That's exactly what it is.
Easy play for Batts as he tracks that one down, 1 out.
Tyler Wilson starts off with a ball of his own. Holden Breeze retired on a easy fly out to center field. Wilson not going to become the same victim. 2-0, putting himself in a favorable hitter's count.
Struck out to that breaking ball last time. We'll see if he maybe gets a couple of those.
Saw a little break there. Tyler Wilson managed to put it at least back into foul ground. There's another breaking ball, but this one low for ball 3.
Able to resist that one. That was a good job by Wilson. It goes to 3-1.
So possibly the breaking ball, not the best choice for a put-away pitch here on Tyler Wilson in a 3-1 count. Here's another line shot right to right field. Miners keep it rolling with another hit.
That was a good piece of hitting by Tyler Wilson. Got into a favorable count and was able to get his pitch, ripping that over McCormick. McCormick gave it a jump, but just not enough to get up there.
All 3 of these hits, with maybe the exception of Breeze's because it was put on the ground, have been a beautiful launch angle right over the heads of the infield, but in front of the outfielders. Tyler Rando be the next man up to hopefully advance the runner again, as Tyler Wilson also has plenty of speed. This one is put on the ground in the dirt, but holds off on the steal attempt.
On the year for Wilson, he has 5 steals and 8 attempts. So certainly likes to go when he gets on base. Argomanis is pretty quick to the plate. Got that short little wind up.
There's a big swing. You could hear it hit the mitt on strike one.
Rando's last trip to the plate was a slow bouncer over the mound that McCormick fielded and just threw him out at first base. Nearly beat it out for an infield single. Sorelli waiting on deck.
Another pitch low and away. This Miners team is showing no issue getting into favorable hitter counts. Already been through the rotation once, and we're only through 2 innings.
Rando loves to go the opposite way. Had 2-1. Maybe he's looking breaking ball.
I feel like that's exactly what he was looking for. Just couldn't straighten it out there for a foul ball.
Brought to you by Bright Star Care.
Wilson a 2-strike count now on Rando. This could be the time to move him. Or if it goes to 3-2. Joe Keel behind the plate does have a pretty solid arm.
The 2-2 pitch on the way. This one also lined a blooper that's heading into the alley. Tyler Wilson's chugging along, still no one to the ball. Finally gets it. He's heading home. Tyler Wilson's gonna score, and Tyler Rando's safe at second. Tyler to Tyler helping out.
That was a good piece of hitting by Rando. A shot off the bat into right center that just kept rolling out to the wall. First run of the game, Miners on the scoreboard. It's a RBI double for Rando.
Tyler connection converts into the first run of the ball game. Now Nick Sorelli with a good chance to keep the inning rolling. Rando at second. It's going to be checked on by some trainers first. Not sure if he pulled something while running or just a bit awkward feeling. Regardless, they're going to want to check on him first before we have any pinch runner of any sort. Maybe an ankle, as I'm being told. So we'll take a short break here while they talk with Rando. Hopefully we'll be able to be back soon with some more action here in the third. So Rando toughing it out at second. Does have a bit of tape work done on his ankle right now. Will likely be cautious, but a good shot by Sorelli should make it an easy run into home plate. Sorelli waiting on the first pitch. Call it a strike, 1.
0-1 on Sorelli, whose first time he ripped a liner over to Josh Scheck. Right at him. Stands in there 0-1.
I have a feeling we're going to see a lot of long counts from Nick Sorelli over the next 2 days, but this one wasting no time into right field. He's going to get there. Rando returns to second. Not surprised we don't see him run.
Yeah, hit it pretty hard, but another case of right at somebody.
Now batting for the Miners, third
Nick
baseman,
Sorelli,
48, Casey
2
Rosser.
unfortunate at-bats, is going to be looking for better luck in his third time around. Next up is Casey Rother. Lehigh hitter looking to bring home the Miners catcher for the second run of the ballgame.
His first time up, he flew out to right center field.
Rando did creep 1 RBI closer, so only separated by 1 now.
Late run by Patty McCormick over there to the bag forces Argomanis to step off. Rando back into the bag. Nobody really holding him on. McCormick pretty much staying over there at second.
There's the pitch on the ground, bouncing in front of the plate. That's likely to be a foul ball.
Yeah, it looked like it hit Rother on the ricochet, so it'll be 0-1.
That's been happening with Rother a lot recently.
A lot of
Especially
ricochets.
with the way he down swings, it puts the ball on the ground. Does create those ricochets that can bruise your shins a bit. Rother back in the batter's box now. Seems ready to go for the second pitch on an 0-1 count.
If we're to get to him, Aaron Walters, who walked his first time up, stands in the on-deck circle.
Another one lined into right field. Rando is going to try and hustle, but he's stopped by his third base coach. Good call there. Good throw from right field in Colby Ferris. On the bounce, likely would have gotten him out at home plate.
Yeah, that ball was hit so hard that Ferris, who was pretty much played straight away on that, was able to come in really quickly. He had the ball in his glove and out of his glove, throwing home before Rando even touched third base. So good decision to hold him there. First and third, 2 outs for Walters.
No RBI on this one. The bats are hot early here. It
5
seems
hits already.
everybody's seeing the ball pretty well. Argomanis might not last deep into this game. The way they're timing him up.
It's all been by 5 different minors as well. Walters, who walked his first time, has a chance to reach.
A ball outside. 1-0 count.
Walters, a native Texan, plays college baseball at Angelo State.
He would love to keep the inning moving with a hit of his own, being the 6th minor to get a hit. This one is on the ground. Immediately over to second base, and Scheck's over to first with the catch, ending the inning, but not before the minors applied their own pressure.
Yeah, they do get a run. It's an RBI double off the bat of Tyler Wilson. To the bottom of the third.
We'll be right back with some more action. We'll see if Winkler has some more of his own success, or if we'll have a bit of a tighter ball game. Make sure you stay tuned for the bottom of the third.
Johnny Graham.
Johnny Graham leads us off. The left fielder will take his first hacks after the first 6 Chinooks have been retired without any problem.
Graham comes into the game hitting .212 on the year. Watches the ball up there. 99 at-bats, has produced 21 hits, homer and 11 RBIs.
Winkler, another strike. He has great control of his off-speed today.
Graham's been getting it together recently, specifically his last 3 games. He's been on base 6 times, 4 for 8. Also a couple of walks and a hit by pitch as he goes into left field there.
Also gets the first hit of the ball game for the Chinooks on that single into left field.
Good piece of hitting.
Very reminiscent of the minors' first hit of the ball game off of Holden Breeze's bat. This one coming in the bottom of the third.
Joe Keel, 1 on, none out. Catcher from UAB, striding in, 217 batter.
The much more appropriate choice with Sweet Home Alabama over Sam Thompson.
Yeah, Joe Keel's actually from Alabama.
Squares up here. This one right back to Winkler on the mound. Goes to second, gets one. Not going to get the second. Had to take a second breath to make sure I wasn't wrong, but all they managed was the fielder's choice to second off of Winkler's throw.
Yeah, that was a really good job by Winkler to realize that he had time to get the runner at second. Ball right back to him, able to pivot. Good throw to Bermudez. Almost got Keel on the trail end for the double play. Unable to get it, but we'll take the force out at second base.
A lot of pitchers that try and take that 180 snap will end up missing the throw to second base, that time on target. This one just looped into the air. Bermudez is there for an easy out. That was likely the quietest out we'll see so far today.
Patty McCormick with an easy pop-up, and now Will Batts, who tried to lay down a bunt back in the first inning, but was thrown out at first base by Winkler, strides in.
This Chinooks team, we know they like to bunt. It's been no secret this entire season. That's what happened the first game we met, but Winkler has adapted here.
Batts started off the year really hot, but second half hasn't been so kind to him, averaged down to 261.
A low strike here. Winkler continues to get ahead of hitters. Maybe only 2 hitters through the lineup the first time there. He did not lead off with a strike.
When I say Batts is struggling, I mean he's really down the dumps right now. Just 2 for his last 22 at the plate.
Maybe number 2 for 23 if he continues this pace. 0 for 2 count. Whiffing on the Winkler breaking ball.
Way ahead. Wouldn't expect Winkler to throw a strike here, but maybe we'll catch him by surprise.
This one thrown on the outside. No real framing job that he could do was going to save that pitch.
1-2. Standing on deck is John Mark Mullins, if it could get to him.
1-2 pitch. Winkler on the way. Fouled away.
Late on the fastball. Batts will try to get his timing more together.
I want to thank the official sponsor of Matsu Minor Travel, Alaska Airlines. With the season winding down, they'll be responsible for getting each of us home, so we want to thank them personally. Another swing. This one sent into left field. Wilson there gets it on the run without losing the hat.
No, with losing the hat. He did lose the hat.
Gets it from his teammate Donovan, picks it up for him.
Miners able to get out of the third inning with just that one hit allowed leadoff single, but Aaron Winkler does his job from there, navigating around damage.
Winkler's been dominant so far. Only 1 hit allowed. That was the only man to get aboard. Now the Miners take it into the 4th with a 1-run lead, looking to expand upon their short advantage. Ricky Nunez, the right fielder, leading us off here in the 4th.
Nunez an 0 for 1 line so far on his day.
That one taken near the hands.
His last time up, he hit it to center field. Remember, Will Batts came in on it and had to retreat late, and ball almost got over his head. He was able to make the catch. Nunez almost got a clean extra base hit.
This one is going to be a base hit right through the middle. No one ready in the chute. Argamanis seemed a bit frightened on the mound himself.
6 hits now for the Miners by 6 different guys. Now Patrick Donovan looks to become the first Miner with the multi-hit day. 1 for 1 so far with a double down the right field line. Argamanis' stuff is really not fooling the Miner batters right now at the plate.
For somebody with a whip just above 1, he's definitely getting some company on the bases. Donovan try to turn on this one quickly. Instead, going to be fouled back right towards our booth. Might have caught a piece of Joe Keel on the way back as well.
Nunez does have 1 steal on the year. 1 for 1. Hasn't been caught yet. Joe Keel maybe a little bit banged up. No, he's fine. Just a conversation between the umpire and the Chinook dugout as he needs more baseballs. We'll go back to it.
Donovan, in the meantime, waiting on his 1-1 pitch. Ricky also has plenty of speed. Not too often he gets caught stealing, especially with how aggressive he likes to run the bases. He's going to be thrown back to first. Quick few steps, manages to stay upright and stay safe.
Donovan jumped all over a fastball his last time. Probably looking fastball here too.
Make sure he doesn't hit Ricky Nunez if he's looking in the same spot. This one is going to hit him on the shoe. He'll take a free base.
Home plate umpire is saying it didn't. Well, Nunez is going to get credit for the steal. Donovan thought he was hit by the pitch. Instead, he'll go back to the box, but Nunez does swipe his 2nd bag of the year, so he moves into scoring position.
Donovan looked a bit shocked. Usually the person that knows that they got hit is the person that got hit. Instead, he gets a ball for his efforts and a 2-1 count. Does square again. Pulls back again. 3-1.
1 pitch away from being on base for the 2nd time today. David Bermudez stands in the on-deck circle. Bermudez has certainly shown the ability to lay down a bunt, and you got to think with 1st and 2nd, that might be exactly what they do.
Now, it's back to 3-1. A bit of a confusing sequence. I don't know if the scoreboard doesn't know which pitch it is.
The home plate umpire looked back at the scoreboard. So he must have said it's 3-1. Or 2-1 when he said it. Now it's 3-1, so he's 1 ball away.
Donovan simply hoping to get on with the walk he feels like he earned.
Argomanis with nobody out here in the 4th is now up on the day over 60 pitches.
This one far inside, right near the knees. That one's ball 4 and an easy free base for Patrick Donovan.
Now batting for the Miners, shortstop number 3.
1st and 2nd, David Bermudez striding in on the year. For Burmese, got a couple of sacrifice bunts. So 1st and 2nd here. Top of the order looming next. You would think the bunt is coming, but we'll see what he decides to go to.
First 2 guys already got on. You're setting yourself up for a solid inning. We'll see if Burmese can get his first hit of the game, be the 7th minor to add to that total.
Chris Beck heads back to the dugout as Bermudez steps in. First trip to the plate for David Bermudez produced a fly out to center field.
Burmese only 8 RBIs on the year so far.
Squares the bunt right away.
He's got a plan of attack.
Won't get a pitch there though as he looks him back. We'll see if he squares right away, and that's exactly what he's doing.
This one a low ball. Check does come in. He's well inside the diamond, ready for the ball to be put on the grass.
1-0, Argomanis has to throw a strike.
Can't work around a bunting hitter.
This would be perfect if the Miners could get 2nd and 3rd with the speed that Donovan has at 2nd.
That one nearly came in to hit David Bermudez.
2-0, maybe the bunt signs off. We'll see. A couple of balls. Argomanis has to hit the zone. He's had his problems throwing strikes today. Out of his 65 pitches, only 35 are strikes.
Squares up again, going back to it. Argomanis has to throw a strike. And this one is put down on the ground, but into foul territory before it's finally gloved.
2-1 came with a breaking ball there on the 2-0 pitch.
Bermudez finally did get a pitch, but couldn't keep it to the right of the third baseline.
Check is crashing. Fullerton's waiting at third if the ball is bunted somewhat hard, and maybe he can step on the bag for the force out.
This one put down again. Ricky's going to easily get into third. No one at second. Does get him at first.
That was a beautiful bump by David Bermudez, and if not for a strong throw by Pate Fullerton, he might have had a good chance to beat that one out. Instead, he's retired, but second and third, and top of the order, Holden Breeze.
He had to barehand that throw as well across the diamond.
Holden Breeze, who already has a hit on the day coming in. Just need to find a way to get a productive out here. John Mark Mullins and Patty McCormick draw in. The Chinook infield is playing in.
Anything to the outfield likely scores one. One through the infield could get two. A strike is going to get you none. 0-1 now.
Breaking ball there for Argomanis. The outfield is playing pretty much straight up. Nunez does have good speed. Ton of real estate back up the middle if Breeze wants it.
Not interested in that pitch. 1-1 count to the leadoff hitter for the Miners.
Wind's starting to blow a little bit here at Lee Jordan Field, as the flagpole in center field indicates.
Definitely pulling more towards right field.
Yeah, it's a wind. Out towards right center, right field.
Bunts, or squares up to bunt again. That time called for strike two without making any contact. A questionable call there.
Yeah, maybe he was trying for the squeeze. Maybe it was just a fake off, but I didn't 1-1 count. I wouldn't think that's what it would be, a phantom bunt. Now it's 1-2 on Breeze.
The 1-2 pitch starts to go. Managed to hold himself off after he saw how wild to the right that pitch was.
2-2 now on Breeze.
Close to being Argomanis' second wild pitch of the season. That one easily could have scored Ricky Nunez from third. Argomanis hoping to work out of a jam. This one put on the ground to him at first. He takes an easy throw to first for the second out.
That was a good play, an athletic play by Argomanis to come out the mound, but I don't think Nunez was coming home anyway. Patty McCormick was coming on the charge, and Nunez would have been dead meat at the plate, so 2 away, and Tyler Wilson striding in.
Wilson, the Miners' last hope for another run here in the top of the fourth. Hoping to make it back-to-back innings with a run coming across.
Wilson had a sharply hit single to right field his last time.
Before being eventually brought home by Tyler Rando, hoping to pass the favor along. He gets this one down. Patrick Donovan's going to head home as well. Here's the throw. He's safe. Couldn't get a grip on the ball at home plate. Keel doesn't get the out.
Hitting by Wilson. I think even if Keel would have fielded cleanly, Donovan would have been safe. Really good speed coming around.
Good speed, good slide to stay nice and low. Away from any tag. Miners expand their lead to 3.
3-0. Tyler Rando, who doubled last trip, striding in.
This is the same situation Rando walked up to in his last at-bat. 2 outs, Tyler Wilson standing at second, and a chance to bring him home. Or Wilson was standing at first last time. This one put on the ground off of the glove, unable to bring it in, and Tyler Wilson heads home again for another minor run.
Yeah, that was as easy as it gets. McCormick on the dive, unable to glove it. It went into short right field, and just no way to get the runner at the plate. It'll go down as an RBI single, the second RBI of the day for Rando.
Rando getting some support from Bubba Walters over at first. He's toughing through whatever injury he may have today. Getting big RBIs for the Miners.
4-0 advantage as Nick Sorelli stands in.
Pitch outside, ball 1. Sorelli, designated hitter for today, gets plenty of chances thanks to his teammates so far. And he's had 2 shots that I'd say were both arguably robbed from him.
Hit pretty hard, both of them.
That one, a big swing from Sorelli, just a bit underneath that fastball. Sorelli with a 1-1 count. Rando at first. Already not the fastest. Any ankle impairment's going to slow down that speed significantly as well.
1 and 2. Sorelli looking to hack here. Miners still can get to 30 wins on the year. It would take a win today and a win tomorrow in Anchorage against the Bucks to reach that 30-win plateau.
A win out is the only way. As this one's way out. Curveball that didn't look like it was going to touch the zone for a second.
There's some activity spawning down in the Chinook bullpen. Looks like a right-hander down there throwing. Might be Josh Harrell, but can't really tell. Not a clear view.
Another big swing. Sorelli couldn't get that one. Strikeout, his first of the game. And the Miners are finally brought down in the top of the third. Arguanes manages to survive, but at the cost of 3 runs. Miners expand their lead 4-0 as they are holding on here. We'll be back with the bottom of the fourth. Make sure you stick around for more Miner action.
John Mark Mullins.
Man with 3 names is the first one at the plate. John Mark Mullins, the first one up for the Chinooks in the bottom of the fourth as Aaron Winkler returns to the mound again. He's been on cruise control so far, 1 hit allowed through the first 3 innings.
One 1-0 on Mullins, who has an 0-for-1 line today. Just 1 hit so far for the Chinooks.
A big swing, can't find it. Looked more like a golfer there, trying to get it out of the dirt. Every time we're here in Chugiak, I can tell the weather simply by whether or not I can see the top of the mountain past right field. Today covered in clouds. Another ball fouled off here.
That foul ball brought to you by Scott Bleeker of Prime Lending.
Winkler, after falling behind 1-0, has turned it around to a 1-2 count. Almost able to grab the outside corner, but
that was really
2-2.
close. That was really close.
Scarlet Knight hoping to punch out Mullins once again. This one on the ground, Breeze able to get there in time. A nice shift there. He was perfectly where he needed to be.
Yeah, played him perfectly there. Mullins out, 1 away, and coming to the plate now for the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks. It's the first baseman, Josh Scheck, or rather, the right fielder, Colby Ferris. Josh Scheck sitting in the on-deck circle.
Colby Ferris, plenty of power just like the 6'4" Scheck, but a bit more speed to go with him. Another strike. Winkler getting ahead of another hitter. become a bit of a redundant statement considering how often it's happened so far today. This one popped up high in the foul ground, no one to make a play.
That foul ball brought to you by JR Septic.
0-2, Ferris, who fanned his first time up, trying to stay away from the breaking ball here. That's what Winkler got him back-to-back breaking, is what ended the inning in the first.
That one high. No fan of high cheese. Winkler gonna have to find a different strategy to put away Ferris. Winkler not gonna throw just yet. Everybody resets, calling time.
One out still here in the fourth. Wind even picking up even more now as the trees that you can see in left center field are moving a little bit.
They call it a fan base, they're swaying. This one, Bermudez charges, grabs it, gets the throw. Beautiful transition from glove to hand on the throw there.
David Bermudez making a really nice play for out number 2, and now Chugiak steps in.
Winkler creates good soft contact, but both Breeze and Bermudez have been perfect so far in the field.
Sheck was a strikeout victim, the first out of the second inning, first time up.
Winkler likely hoping to recreate that history as he gets ahead of him again. This time a breaking ball on the low inside corner gets him on that front door attack. This one low fastball, couldn't lay off.
0-2, Sheck behind, and this is not the spot you want to be in if you're the Chinook first baseman right here. Winkler strike away from 4 perfect innings. I shouldn't say perfect, 4 scoreless innings.
0-2 count. Aaron Winkler making quick work today. Another out, question mark. Winkler couldn't get him on the slider away. Instead, he'll look to do it again.
1-2.
This one skied back much higher than it is deep as Patrick Donovan gets under that one, and easy out. Aaron Winkler is making it look too easy on the mound.
The innings are just rolling over right now. Winkler's a speed runner out there on the mound. He's got a 4-0 lead to go with it.
Because of that, the Miners are going to be looking to build on their lead once again as they send the defense back out. Miners up 4 here early, 4-0 game. We head to the 5th here at Lee Jordan Field. Make sure you stay here with us. Casey Rother heading back to the plate for his 3rd time today. Miners really getting a lot of offensive chances so far. A lot of that can be attributed to their 8 hits in the game so far.
Rother so far today for the third baseman has 1 hit and 2 at-bats.
We'll be facing off against a new pitcher this time around. Nate Hemrich from Earlham College is taking over now for Argomanis. Argomanis made it through 4, allowed all 4 of those runs to come across, giving his team an early deficit. Rother turns into this one. It gets down in left field. That one's going to turn into extra bases. Rother rounding into second.
Ball was smoked off the bat of Casey Rother. There was no doubt it was going to stay fair. Absolutely lined down the left field line. It's a leadoff double to great Nate Hemrich.
So Rother, now the second minor with an extra hit in the game. Tyler Rando was the first. Coming up to the plate next is a minor without a hit just yet, Aaron Walters. Took a walk in his first at-bat. Couldn't create any offense the second time around.
Coming into today, Hemrich had been hit a little bit. 10 appearances, 14 and 2/3 innings. He's allowed 15 hits and 8 walks to go along with 11 strikeouts. A 1-0 record, but a 5.52 ERA.
And a whip of over 1.6. That means he allows more than 1.5 runners per inning. Already has 1 at second. This one far outside. Looked like more of a throwout opportunity. But no real thought of why they would do that, with Rother not showing a sign to steal to third.
Wally Sorelli and David Bermudez are the only minors so far without a hit, so he'll look to join the party.
Wally waits on the fastball, lets it go by for strike 1.
1-1 as maybe a trip down to the bullpen, maybe another arm preparing to loosen up. Chinook right-hander down there in the bullpen stretching a little bit, jacket off.
Hemrich. Finally with the throw, this one low inside, ball 2.
Good block there by Joe Keel behind the plate to prevent that runner from moving up 90 feet.
On the other side, the Miners bullpen looking like the most relaxed group of guys in the world right now.
Aaron Winkler's longest outing this year was 4 innings, and he looks poised to go much longer than 4 innings with the way he's going.
Wally waiting on the 2-1. It's on its way now. Into the air and just looping into left field. That one gonna die easily.
Easily making that catch, Johnny Graham, 1 out. And now stepping into the plate is Ricky Nunez, who had a base hit back up the box his last time up and came around to score a run.
Ricky, not one to put a whole lot of light contact on the baseball. If he's gonna hit it, you're gonna have to react pretty quickly in the infield.
He's really come on in the second half of this year. Has started to earn a lot more playing time. Wasn't playing a ton in the first half. Of the second half, he's earned starts all over the place, as that bat has just been smoking hot.
Keep the fire burning here today. Refuses to go after the first pitch. Could have reconsidered strike 1.
Over in that game between the Peninsula Oilers and Anchorage Glacier Pots, the Oilers actually wrapped up a victory, 3-1 over the Pilots. How about that, finishing their year out? They got 2 more to go. They're not going to make the playoffs, but they're at least trying to still get wins.
Always fun to play spoils, even when it doesn't affect the standings.
And it was actually a late rally in the 8th inning. Game went to extra innings. It's a 7-inning doubleheader, and both games are 7 innings. It was 0-0 after 7. The Pilots were unable to keep the Oilers off the scoreboard as they put up 3 in the 8th. Pilots answered with just 1.
A swinging attempt there from Ricky Nunez. Can't find the breaking ball. Looked like he was swinging a sword that time across the plane. Nunez in a 1-2, 1 away, hoping to not strand Rother at second. And behind him is Patrick Donovan, who's been on twice already as well.
Buried that breaking ball in the dirt, did Hemrich. A little bit of hook on it, 2-2. Just one hit so far for the Chinooks. The Miners putting 9 on the board. This team who didn't have all that many hits earlier this year were at the bottom of the ABL in batting average for pretty much the entire first half. Has caught fire in the second half of the year, putting up tons of hits on the board.
Ricky Nunez showing off his best Neo impression there.
Backing away, it's 3-2. There is an open base down at first base. Donovan waiting on deck. Obviously been on a couple of times.
Ricky on first presents a problem in itself. Getting him and Donovan trying to turn 2 against those speedsters.
It's going to be hard.
It's going to be one of the more impossible tasks given to this defense. Ricky lays off. There is ball 4. What willpower to lay off that low pitch.
Nunez, who, like I said, he's put up good hitting numbers, has started to walk more now. That is walk number 4 of the year for Nunez. He had a really good at-bat there, down on the count, able to work back and work a walk. So now 2 on, 1 out, Patrick Donovan standing in.
Donovan bet on twice so far. Making it 3 for 3 would load the sacks and likely set up David Bermuda as well. Emmerich continues to pitch with balls like that. You may end up with the bases loaded.
Emmerich so far has thrown just 6 strikes and 12 pitches. Making now 6 strikes and 13 pitches.
It's a foul ball there. There's a strike of sorts.
Count stands at 1-1 on Patrick Donovan.
Miners holding on to their 4-0 advantage here in the top of the 5th. Looking to make that an even greater hill to climb. Donovan lines this one down. It's fair. Hugging the line right into the Miners bullpen. Colby Ferris is over there in right field. But Ricky Nunez is going to keep going. The run's not going to be in. Patrick Donovan heads into third. How about a bases clearing triple that hugged the line the whole way down?
I am shocked that baseball stayed fair. Josh Scheck nearly had it. Apparently it was right on the line. A fair ball, and the Chinook manager out to argue this now, but hard to see this one being overturned. A 2-run triple for Patrick Donovan as he reaches base for the 3rd time tonight.
Unlikely for any overturn without instant replay or replay review up here for the ABL. That one more a human choice.
That ball was absolutely scalded. Yeah, Ferris in the right field corner couldn't seem to glove it. The trail runner, Nunez, was probably going to hold at third. He kind of held up for a second, but he realized that Ferris was still dealing with that ball in the corner.
Now batting for the Miners, shortstop number 3, David
I
Bermuda.
think Ricky was ready to stop at third initially. Trajectory heading right towards the Miners bullpen helped out a bit as well. Now David Bermuda's a chance to bring home another run after 2 were just taken on the board.
Long extended argument from the Chinook dugout. They really thought that ball was fouled. They did have the best vantage point, to be fair, over in that third base dugout. But nothing's overturned, and we're going to play baseball 6-0 Miners here in the 5th.
Not done just yet. David Bermuda has another good chance to add to that total. Starts to send it to the backstop first.
6-0. Miners going in for the kill right now. Way ahead. They have a chance at a mercy rule if they can put a few more runs up on the board.
Got to get to the 7th, too. This one on inside. No offer. David Bermudez has 2 walks on the year, but seems to be taking balls much better in today's contest. Not hard when they're that high.
2-1. Bermudez a free swinger. With 1 out, he would love to just put the ball in play and get that run home from third.
Cash in on easier opportunities. That one gonna end up stinging later. Just managed to touch the very edge of the zone for strike 2. This one snapped right back to him. Tried to barehand it for a second, but Hemmerich gave up on it. Bermudez gets his first hit of the ball game. 7 of the 9 Miners now in the hit column.
Bermudez, good piece of hitting there. Yeah, Hemmerich almost had that one with his bare hand, but it got through. Patty McCormick diving to no avail. It's an RBI single for Bermudez as the Miners continue to pour it on.
Pour it on without getting the out as well. Wasn't a sac fly or anything. David Bermudez just put it in play. Picked up an RBI in a clean way. Hands it over to the top of the lineup, who's getting his 4th at-bat in the 5th inning. Golden Breeze looking to get a hold of another ball and run up the score even further.
Some activity now. Appears to be a right-hander who will start throwing momentarily.
This one fouled off to the backstop ball for strike 2. Now finally on the edge of what could be their 2nd out of the inning.
Been a long trip out to the mound for Hemmerich. 22 pitches so far this inning.
This one far away. Keel, nice job to stay in front of that. Could have easily been a wild pitch.
7-0 Miners. 7 runs, 11 hits, no errors. The Chinooks, no runs, just 1 hit, no errors.
He goes for second. This ball on the ground pulled him away from the bag, and that gets through because of the hit and run. Still can't manage to glove it, but finally throws it to the infield.
Yeah, that was a perfectly executed hit and run. I mean, in every sense of the word, that ball stung probably on one hop if McCormick stays there, and that's likely a double play. Instead, hit and run perfectly executed, 1st and 3rd, still just 1 out.
Miners toying with the Chinooks now. One-sided affair in every sense of the word so far.
Now 3 Miners, actually, count it, 5 Miners on the day have 2 hits. It's Breeze, Wilson, Rando, Rother, Donovan, all with 2 or more hits.
Everybody's battling at the bat rack, it seems, right now. Nobody wants to give up their AV when everybody's hitting like this.
They're just seeing Nate Hemmerich really well right now.
Saturday's game 2 at 6 and if necessary game 3 on Sunday.
There's no real warming or rushed throwing down in the bullpen. So they are giving the ball back to Hemmerich in the hopes of getting out of this inning without more damage.
Other news, Shohei Ohtani, he's a freak of nature, just hit his 37th home run of the year. We're not even out of July yet. I believe so. He's still in first. He should end up with 50, easy. 60 might be a stretch, but he's close.
Shohei he's just built different from everybody else.
Ball 1 from Hemmerich as Tyler Wilson already has a couple of hits to his line today, looking to extend that. Wilson also scored 2 runs and has knocked in 2 runs as well. So he's done it all. 2 runs scored, 2 RBI, 2 hits.
On the run again. This time it's Breeze. Ball gets down. Head back to home. Bermudez is safe at home.
So Breeze is out at second, but perfectly executed steal, even though Holden Breeze was out. They do get the run home, 8-0 Miners.
I'm sure he's fine taking the sacrifice out on that one. Bermudez, perfect timing to take off for home for that one. Miners now lead 8-0. They inch closer to what they would need for the mercy rule.
They're just pouring it on right now. 4 runs here in the 5th.
And this one going back into play again. Tyler Wilson can't stop hitting.
You almost wish that they didn't steal there because the run would have scored off that. But Wilson, a 3-hit day. He's really seeing the ball well.
And next up, another man seeing the ball pretty well so far. Tyler Rando, 2 hits in the game already.
Including a double and an RBI.
2 RBIs, isn't there? And
oh, yeah, 2 RBIs. He had that one in the 4th inning as well.
See if they can keep the party trick going. Every time Wilson's gotten on, Tyler Rando's brought him home. From first and from second, be looking to do it from first again, would likely need a shot into the alley. On deck circle is Nick Sorelli. This pitch low for strike 2. Rando thought he was making a good call there. Ends up coming back for strike one. Wilson just holding off of second. Rando puts it on the ground again. This one is finally gloved on the dive. A beautiful dive to keep it in front of him and get Rando out for the first time today.
That was an excellent inning, though, by the Miners, despite the great play by Patty McCormick. They put now 13 hits on the board in 8 runs as they put a ton of men to the plate. They nearly bat around, sending 7 to the plate.
Floodgates have been open here. Miners ahead 8 as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Still on their starting pitcher. This is a one-sided affair to every sense of the word so far, but make sure you stay with us so you don't miss any action. Winkler on for his 5th inning of work. No reason they shouldn't put him back out there. He's throwing strikes just like that, ahead of almost every hitter, and only allowed 1 hit in the ballgame. There's strike 2. Winkler picking up where he left off.
Chinooks just 1 hit thus far. They really need a spark.
You know, I think I know why Aaron Winkler's pitching so well. It's because I threw his college logo up in his starting lineup for the starting graphic.
Which you haven't done.
Yeah, I've never done that, so it's making all the difference in the world. And this one's flied into right ground. A great run from Holden Breeze manages to get that one in his tracks.
Lost the hat and gave a high five to Evan Floyd down in the bullpen as he continued to run up that right field line. That was a really nice play ranging into short right, no man's land.
It was going to be tough for Wally to get that over-the-shoulder catch, so Holden takes the better angle, gets the out, and we have one away here in the bottom of the 5th as the Miners are going to look for another speed run inning from Aaron Winkler.
He's only thrown 50 pitches so far, and he's worked through 4 1/3 innings. He's been about as efficient as you can get.
This one a bit high. 1-0 count. Up to the plate is Pete Fullerton, third baseman for today's game. Looking to stay alive here.
8-0 Miners. They didn't break on the scoreboard till the 3rd, and that was with just one run, but 3 runs in the 4th and 4 in the 5th have blown this game wide open.
Winkler avoids a 3-0 count with a strike there.
Standing on deck is the left fielder Johnny Graham.
This one smacked on the ground. Bermudez with the dive, the throw across. Not going to be there in time, but an incredible effort by David Bermudez.
That was an amazing play, diving deep in the hole. And if he had thrown him out there, that was a absolute SportsCenter top play. That was an excellent effort by Bermudez. Not in time, though, as Fullerton runs pretty well up the line. It's going to go down as the 2nd hit of the ballgame for the Chinooks.
Sorry, David. No, da-da-da, da-da-da.
Almost had it. That was close. That Bermudez made a lot of really good plays out there at short. I think that might have been his best one, and he didn't even get the out.
Next up is not even going to be a concern as Johnny Graham just gets hit, sets the base.
Breaking ball hit him on the shoulder blade.
Didn't need to introduce him. But I'll introduce Joe Keel next so that he doesn't get hit by a pitch.
2 on, 1 out. Keel striding in. He tried to lay down a bunt earlier that was just bunted way too hard. Winkler was able to get the force out at second. The Miners would certainly like a double play right now.
Keel would be the perfect candidate to turn with 2 on. Johnny Graham has plenty of speed, but a force out at second negates any kind of speed you might have. Keel takes a low ball. That one surprisingly not called for strike 1. Looked right down Main Street to me. Maybe a bit low.
1-0. Fullerton, little off a second. No hold on for the runner at first, Graham.
Winkler, ball 2 there. First inning where he's shown real signs of a lack of control, but no effort in the bullpen still. All he needs is 2 outs. One good pitch could produce both of them. And it's on the ground to Bermudez. This could be what they need. But the throw at first is off. The run's going to come across, scoring their first of the ball game. Joe Keel stays at first. Just lucky to not be the victim of a double play.
Yeah, that was a low throw by Breeze, but it didn't bounce. I think the ball just skipped off Walters' glove. It was a low throw at his ankles, and unfortunate. That'll go down as an unearned run on Winkler. So 8-1 now here in the 5th.
Gave them the pitch they needed to get out of the inning and get back to work. But not enough here. Next up, Patty McCormick, who also turns on this one, heading right to center field. Patrick Donovan said he's tired of this inning. Miners allow one to come across unearned. Winkler makes it through 5th inning of action, but likely not going to be happy he didn't get the shutout. We'll be back for the 6th inning of work. Miners still up 8-1. We get ready for the 6th here at Lee Jordan Field. Another inning of baseball here. We get ready for the 6th as Nick Sorelli stares down another new pitcher for the Chinooks squad. Number 16, Reese Lanesville from the University of Arkansas Little Rock, going to get his chance here to carry the Chinooks through the top of the 6th. Got ahead briefly, but now 1-1. Lanesville made an appearance against the Miners. Didn't have the greatest experience. Allowing a grand slam, that'll hurt anybody. And this one's just going to be shot into the sky. Does he get it in foul ground? He does. That's Joe Brazil checking in for Pate Fullerton at third base. No real idea what pulled Fullerton from the game. Brazil makes an immediate impact there.
1 out, Casey Rother stepping in. Couple of hits to his line already.
Rother gonna let the breaking ball come back, but that was ball 1. Hard, understandable to lay off those rainbow pitches coming from the sky. It's gonna be hard for anybody to square up. It can be tough when they come back into the zone.
Rother 2 for 3 with a run scored.
This one gonna bounce off the ground, and also our home plate umpire.
Lanesville on the year has really struggled in the ERA department. 7.20 ERA coming in. 10 innings pitched, 9 hits. Main issue, walks. He's allowing over a walk an inning. 12 walks in 10 innings, 8 strikeouts. Also has a save.
There is ball 3. The walk issue may be showing its ugly head here early. Managed to get through Sorelli, but Rother, 3 pitches, 3 balls so far. There's a strike. The first one he gets there, it's right down the middle. Rother was just hoping to get on.
3-1.
This one on the ground, in foul ground, make it a full count after being ahead 3-0. Casey Rother faces 3-2.
Last time Rother was in the box, he smoked a double down the left field line.
The Miners and the Chinooks may see each other again in the playoffs. Should it be in the championship series? Casey Rother gets this one down for a single. His perfect day. It just can't seem to get much better.
Yeah, 3 hits on the day for Rother. A couple of singles and a double, as now Aaron Walters stepping into the box, looking to keep the parade going. Walters on the day 0-for-2, but he does have a walk.
A hit would make him the 8th Miner to get a hit, leaving only 1 left in their entire rotation. And that one person would be Nick Sorelli, surprisingly enough.
That ball's fouled away. Walters, left-handed bat against the right-hander Lanesville. Lanesville just looking to kind of eat up some innings here, as the 7-run deficit is looking mighty hard to come back from for this Chinook squad, who's had trouble scoring runs as of late against the Miners.
This one far inside. Nice job by Wally to protect his shins from further damage there.
1-1. Ricky Nunez standing on deck, as it looks like the first glimmer of bullpen activity has started down in the Miner bullpen. It's like maybe Tyler Wosner is the one warming up.
Wosner listed as one of the available arms today, likely to get a few innings of work, but thanks to Winkler going so deep, they don't have to rotate as many pieces as they might have before.
Count is 1-2 on Walters, who has to protect.
1-2 count for the Angelo State Ram, who fouls this one off.
Stay at 1-2. Nunez obviously on deck, as before mentioned. In the hole is Patrick Donovan, who hasn't been out yet. He's singled, doubled, or rather walked, doubled, and tripled. Well, he needs the single and the homer for the cycle. He already got the hardest part out of the way in the triple. Doesn't have a home run yet on the year, but be a good time for his first.
Stares him up and down. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Another inside ball. Wally not really phased by anything on the inside right now. They're going to challenge him. It's going to have to be on the outside of the zone.
Looks like there's some movement down in the Chinook bullpen. Another right-hander throwing. This would be pitcher number 4 if Lansville is removed.
2-2 pitch. This one, again, fouled off. Nothing they can do with that pitch there.
Had to hack. That ball was up and in. Able to get just a piece of that. Staying alive. So now it looks like Wosner's walked back to the dugout. Maybe to take his hoodie off and get ready to go in. He must be warm. Or they're going to stick with Linkler for the 6th.
2-2 count. Again, just a piece of it, but that's all he needed to stay around for another pitch.
Yeah, Joe Keel was unable to glove that one. That was tipped into the glove, but you couldn't squeeze it. So we'll stay alive again, 2-2. Been a nice little at-bat for Aaron Walters, who's seen a bunch of pitches.
A chance to break this even count. Been stuck at 2-2. As this one's heading into foul ground, will he be able to range back and get it? No, the Bermuda Triangle lands in between all of them. No one gets it.
Yeah, that ball kind of just curved back into the infield. We said the wind was blowing out towards right field, and I think the wind kind of knocked that one back into fair territory, right along the line, but nobody could get it.
Everybody thought they had a chance. Brazil was likely the closest, but couldn't get it over the shoulder.
Walters is the 8th minor with a hit on the day as he reaches on a hit for his first time. Also had that walk, and now it's Ricky Nunez stepping to the plate. 1 for 2 days, scored a couple of runs, and drew a walk. Nunez's batting average now up to 293 on the year is ever so close to breaking over the 300 mark.
You think Ricky got his Snapchat and Instagram name from the Bang Bang play in baseball? Or do you think he just really liked the onomatopoeia?
You know, I'm not really sure, honestly. Could be one or the other.
I like to think he's a sophisticated guy. He nailed this one. Left fielder heading back. He's going to have to reach up, but it's down. It's going to get past him. Johnny Graham can't get there. Rother hustling into home. Right behind him is Walters. There's 2 more runs for the Miners.
Ricky Nunez absolutely on fire lately, sending that one on a one-hopper to the fence. It's a 2-run double, and the Miners continue to add on 10-1.
Everybody doing their part so far today. When you get 8 out of your 9 guys in your lineup to get hits, 5 of them, and to have multi-hit games, we're only in the 6th inning. You are definitely coming out in dominant fashion. A team that's looking to prove it can do almost anything. With a win here today, they'd be 1 away from a 30-win season.
Patrick Donovan, who hasn't been out yet today, stands in.
It's a big swing there. Could be just enough to reach their necessary mercy rule number. They just have to make it to the 7th inning next. Should Donovan drive in Ricky Nunez?
10-1. Yeah, Nunez off a second, has good speed.
A low pitch for strike 2. There's 2 in a row for Donovan.
Able to break on the scoreboard. Couple of zeros through the first few frames, and then 1, 3, 4, and then 2 here in the 6th.
Innings still ongoing, only 1 out here in the top of the 6th. Donovan gets a piece of it, also gets a piece of Joe Keel's space mask.
Yeah, foul back to the screen. Keel's been beat up a little bit behind the plate today, hasn't been all sunshine and rainbows back there.
He's in the trenches of it, taking the worst of it so far. He and the home plate umpire taking their own beating. Miners started this game quick on both sides with no side scoring. Ever since the Miners' offensive production's picked up, this game's slowed down quite a bit. This time into foul ground, Brazil under it, not going to have to reach back. There's the second out.
And look at that second out. Patrick Donovan retired for the first time today, and David Bermudez, who had an RBI single his last trip to the plate, will step in.
Shortstop number 3, David Bermudez.
And before that, we might get a pitching change. Looks like a right-hander jogging in from the Chinook bullpen.
They are going to send him down, so a good day, but not what they needed. Lanesville going to be set down, and the fourth arm of the game going to be stepping in. We'll let him get his warm-up pitches in, and we'll be right back when he's ready to go, and we can conclude the top of the 6th inning. David Bermudez, the last Miner that possibly in this inning with 2 outs already. He has Ricky Nunez at second, but he'll be facing off against Cal Cambo. The usual position player in his pitching debut may get an easy out here.
Popped out of play, Campbell. Normally an infielder. Haven't seen him on the mound yet this year. First appearance, Stephen F. Austin University.
Have multiple position players make their debut pitching so far this year. Terrence Seguida, Casey Rother, Sam Thompson, just to name a few. We've also seen Leo Harris take the mound for this team.
Leo Harris has kind of turned into their closer of sorts a little bit.
Low pitch this time, 1-1.
Back on the mound is Campbell. Yeah, Leo Harris is now up to 8 innings on the year. He's throwing pretty well, 2.25 ERA.
This one smacked into left field. That's a hammer right over the foul fence.
There's foul. Bermudez trying to straighten it out. 1-2. Still, it remains to be seen if we'll see Tyler Wosner in the 6th, bottom of the 6th, but Aaron Winkler would qualify for the win. Already got a few on the year. Hasn't taken a loss either, so a good outing if that is the end of the day.
This one smacked into foul ground. Burmy on with his timing. If he can straighten it out, he's going to put something deep into the outfield.
One and two.
Here's the 1-2 pitch. Still looking at Nunez, but no one holding him on to second. This one low and in front of him. Joe Keel just rushes to his feet.
Keel continues to get beat up behind the plate. I mean, there's been at least a dozen balls in the dirt that he's had to block with runners on base.
done it without a word of complaint either. He's just putting on his face mask and going back at it.
Counts even at 2-2.
This one smacked onto the ground. He does get in front of it. Long throw across the diamond. He's gonna be safe. But he gets Ricky Nunez back on third.
Yeah, Nunez got caught sleeping. He thought Bermudez might be out, got too far off the bag, and that's how we will end the top of the 6th inning.
A quiet way to end an explosive inning for the Miners, but they hold on to a 10-1 lead. 1 run away from forcing a mercy rule, but they'll have to see who works their way out of it. Looks like it will be Wosner in the bottom of the 6th. Make sure you stick around in order to see what comes next.
University number 10, Will Batts.
Will Batts in the bottom of the 6th, facing off against the Miners' second pitcher of the game, relief Tyler Wosner. Wosner coming in with some heat already, getting ahead on the first strike.
Wosner, a tall right-hander from Central Arizona College, Phoenix, Arizona native.
This one dribbles along the first base line, likely hit Batts in the foot. He seems to be in a bit of pain.
That ball has to sting. He even has the shin guard on there, but I think it hit the side of the foot where it's not protected.
Nike's got great shoes. They do not have great boots.
Yeah,
they cannot protect your foot from that.
Yeah, I think that's an Evo shield.
0-2, Will Batts in a 0-2 count with some bruised toes. Wosner looking for his first out. Gets it looking, and Will Batts retired quickly. All it took was 4 pitches.
Well, that was pretty easy. Wosner coming with that fastball. Will Batts just blown away.
Now batting for the Chinooks, the sophomore shortstop from
Looking to
UAB,
continue
number 15,
the speed running wings
Scott
are brought into it.
Bartholin.
Doesn't have as quick of a wind-up and release, but his velocity makes it tough for any batter to stick around at the plate. This one's got to get away.
Way outside, 1-0. Mullins' third trip to the plate so far, and on the day he hasn't been able to reach base, an 0-for-2 line.
A low strike, the bottom of the zone, definitely a favorite spot for this home plate umpire.
1-1.
Another good pitch, can't get the favor. 2-1. Wosner, only the second strikeout since he's been here, in the last batter he faced. This time it's turned into the gap. Can he get there? Donovan makes the run, and there's your second out.
A good play by Donovan, ranging deep into the gap in right center to track that down. 2 away. And now stepping to the plate is Colby Ferris.
Almost all of the Miners' hits today have been on a low launch angle. Can't say the same for the Chinooks. They keep lifting every shot, and Miners outfielders are having a field day putting them away. Next up, it's going to be Colby Ferris.
Ferris, the right-handed hitter from Tarleton State, leads his team in home runs with 4.
Another beautiful strike there. His fastball seems just about as straight as it can be.
Ferris, like most of his teammates, 0 for 2 on the day.
A nice block simply by Kevin Nakamura manages to get in front of that one. This Nakamura has taken over for Rando. Seems he's been given a break after doing his part early on the offensive end. Another one lifted into center field. Donovan heading back towards the sign. Gets it near the warning track, a few feet in front of the wall. Another 1-2-3 inning for the Chinooks. Now the Miners only have one job in mind. One run, shut them out, and head home. Get some rest for tomorrow. We'll head into the 7th inning. We'll be right back after a short break. Golden Breeze leads us off in the top of the 7th. Kyle Campbell still on for the Chinooks. Holden gets under the first pitch. It's sent straight up and straight down, right into the waiting glove of Patty McCormick.
1 pitch, 1 out, and now Tyler Wilson continues, or looks to continue, his fantastic day at the plate. So far, a 3 for 4 line, a couple of RBIs, and a couple of runs scored. Wilson on the year has improved his average today by about 20 points. He's now up to 258 on the year. Nakamura stands in the on-deck circle.
This pitch outside, ball 1.
Miners, 10 runs, 17 hits, just 1 error for the Chinooks. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors.
Both of those hits, infield shots that just couldn't be reined in time. Nothing that's done a whole lot of damage. Wilson in a 1-1 count. Low for his call. 2-1. Tyler Wilson hoping to be the first one on in this inning. I don't know if you can make a call like that after calling a ball on the previous one.
That one looked lower than the initial one. Who am I to judge?
2-2, as we have no say. There's strike 3. If he wasn't questioning it before, he's definitely questioning it now.
Back to the dugout goes Tyler Wilson. Couple of strikeouts to his line today. Now 2 outs, Kevin Nakamura.
Also looks like Nick Sorelli's day is done as Sam Thompson looks to pinch hit for the first time for Sorelli. Sorelli in the DH role today, obviously just handing over the batting privileges to Thompson. Nakamura tried to get on the first pitch, fouls it off.
Nakamura has been even hotter at the plate right now than Ricky Nunez, and that's saying something. Nakamura over his last 13 plate appearances has reached base 10 times. That's good for a 769 on-base percentage.
Nice.
4 hits in 7 at-bats, 3 walks, 3 hit by pitches.
He's been a
Also,
machine when it comes to getting on.
So a homer and 7 RBIs as well, so pretty good week for Nak. Average rose up to 234 on the year.
Those numbers are just so much higher than everybody else on the last week. It's absurd. He's had a great couple of games, hoping to have another one here, but fouls it off for 2-2.
Another interesting stat, the Miners. This is almost absurd. Their last 6 games, they played 6 games in the last 7 days. Their last 6 games, 456 on-base percentage.
If you look at games like today, you can see why.
17 hits. I mean, it's going to boost up from 456 after today. 17 hits, a few walks in as well.
Ever since that one Bucks game, this Miners team has looked on a mission.
Exactly 20 runners have reached base today.
This
21
one,
now.
This one high.
Nak improves his on-base percentage.
In case it couldn't get any better, it just did.
Able to reach base there. 2 away, Sam Thompson steps in.
Thompson ready for his first hacks of the day. You could just ask him to replay Joe Keel's walk-up music.
Thompson coming in as the pinch hitter. He'll look to keep the inning alive. On deck stands Casey Rother. No activity in the minor pen, so it's going to be Wozner in the 7th.
Nakamura stands off of first. A low pitch for strike 1. The low part of the zone has become a big question mark in the later innings. Thompson waiting on his next pitch. This one also low, lifted high towards us. But no play to be made, 0-2.
That foul ball brought to you by Chepo's Mexican Restaurants.
Thompson, 0-2 count, not a favorable count for any hitter. Hoping to add on that last necessary run for a shortened ball game.
That pitch is outside for a ball.
Now 1-2, slightly better. Still a tough hole to dig yourself out of.
Way outside.
Easier with stuff like that. Cal Campbell.
Rother, who stands on deck, has 3 hits as well on the day. Scored a couple of runs to his tally.
Thompson, a 2-2 away, is lifted, but just foul. Maybe a foot at the most.
That was roped down the left field line. Just needs to straighten it out. Back to an even count.
I want to thank our official sponsor of the Matsu Miner Internet broadcast, Napa Auto Parts of Alaska, owner Jim Ruda, and also their Miners Jersey giveaway. Go to your locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts store to enter and win. Thompson, gonna let this spiked pitch stay away from him. 3-2, he's moved it back to full.
Nak will get a head start here, so anything in the gap he should score on. 3-2. Rother stands in the on-deck circle.
Thompson does take a swing, can't find what he came for, sat down on strike.
Yeah,
Miners failed to add any runs for the first time since the third inning.
For the Miners, no runs, no hits, no errors.
And we head into the bottom of the 7th. Wozner ready for more work. Miners ready to try and shut him down more. Make sure you don't go anywhere and stay with us. We'll be back for the bottom of the 7th. Josh Scheck, Tyler Wosner start us off in the bottom of the 7th. They'll be looking to start what would be an improbable comeback, to say the least.
Down 10-1, they have just 2 hits on the day, so they've certainly got a little bit of work to do. Strike 1 to Scheck, who struck out way back in the 1st inning.
The way Wosner's throwing right now, it's going to be tough to produce any more hits as well. Got one low. Slides the lay off. Wosner delivers high, 2-1. A PSA from the Alaska Railroad Operation Lifesaver would like to remind you, the Alaska Railroad, and all our neighbors and friends, whenever you see railroad tracks, always expect a train. Stay safe around trains and tracks, look, listen, and live. And looking is what got him that 2nd strike. See if he'll take strike 3 now. This one too far inside.
3-2. In the on-deck circle sits Hayden Keller, who appears to be pinch hitting.
This one smacked to the ground almost immediately. Breeze makes easy work of it. Walters there for the out.
Hayden Keller is going to come on and pinch hit now for Matt Magno. He'll replace him in the DH spot, batting 5th. Get his first at-bat today.
Hasn't shown any real issue transferring over from Tyler Rando to Kevin Nakamura.
Number 12, Hayden
Nakamura
Keller.
seems to step in pretty easily. We also have a pinch hitter on the side of the Chinooks, Hayden Keller. Going to step in for his first hacks of the game. Both sides seem to be using almost all of their players at this point. Another one fouled off, 0-2. Doug simply with foul balls.
Way behind Keller, and he's certainly been prone to swing and miss like a lot of members of this lineup. 21 strikeouts on the year and 88 at-bats.
Almost added another, managed to just get the bottom of that baseball.
Stay alive to see another. Sit at 8:14 local time. About 2 hours and 15 minutes so far with one out in the bottom of the 7th.
Another one fouled off near the ground. He's attacked high and attacked low, but can't put him away just yet. The cloud's still hanging here. I haven't seen a whole lot of change in temperature or anything. Another play to hold in Breeze. Here's another out. Breeze has been just about perfect. No errors from him so far today. Him and David Bermudez up the middle have made this an impenetrable shell in the infield.
2 outs. 2 outs. Joe Brazil stepping to the plate.
It's okay. We all grow up one day, Reese.
I just hit puberty.
In this moment.
Hit puberty after my sophomore year of high school.
What a summer.
Or sophomore year of college. Sophomore year of college. What'd you do this summer? Puberty for the first time. Everybody has voice cracks, alright? Don't rip me too hard.
Oh, it was just funny.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. I haven't had one of those since I was like 13.
A low pitch, 1-1.
But it is Joe Brazil at the plate, if you could hear that through that deafening sound.
Another strike right in the middle of the zone. Tyler Wosner is just challenging Joe Brazil to catch up to his fastball. This time he does catch up to it. Bermudez lays out again, but can't quite get there.
Yeah, Bermie laying out, unable to get that one. Runner reaches, 1 on, 2 outs. Coming to the plate, Johnny Graham.
That'll be the first hit since Wosner's entered the game. Their third hit of the ballgame.
Batting for the Chinooks, the redshirt freshman left fielder for the University of Northern Colorado, Johnny Graham.
Johnny Graham, last time up, hit by a pitch on his first time. Didn't get a whole lot of chance to see much more of Aaron Winkler. New arm on now. Wosner's pitches might hurt a bit more.
A little bit upstairs.
1-0. Brazil stands off at first. Manages to fend this one off. Just a block.
Jones, financial advisor Gavin Reed.
Foul ball out of play. 1-1 on Graham, Northern Colorado University.
One pitch on the way. Another, no, called ball 2. That one maybe only a few inches off from where it was before, but a bit hot.
Well, just a little bit upstairs.
Wosner once again above the zone. Possibly walking this batter could spark a bit of a run from the Chinooks. Hoping to slam the book on that kind of potential narrative. This one just shot barely up in the infield. Rother in for the out. That one perfectly. Right back to Wosner on the mound. Couldn't have written it up any better. Gets the third out. We're through 7. Miners still up 9. 2 innings left to secure another win that would be their 29th of the year. Make sure you stick around and stay with us to see the end. Another inning, another arm, and another position player coming out. Beck making his ABL pitching debut for the Chinooks.
Just finished up his junior year of high school, actually, at Lebanon High School in the Cincinnati area. Came up with his dad, Chris Beck, who's the pitching coach for the Chinooks. Hasn't had a lot of appearances, but he's in right now to pitch.
And don't let the youth distract you. If you have a pitching coach for a father, I'm sure your control and your mechanics are a lot cleaner than most people your age. Right now, 2 straight balls are making me look awfully foolish for saying so.
Ball's upstairs. Rother trying to be the first one to reach.
Rother does see what he likes, turns this one into left field, going back deep. It's going just before the wall. Johnny Graham manages to spin around and make the catch maybe a few feet in front of the edge of this stadium.
Ball was smoked just a little bit short.
Next up, it'll be Aaron Walters. See if he has what it takes to send it those few extra feet. Or continue to lay off with another ball 1. Wally takes strike 1. A nice spot right on the inside corner. This one put on the ground. Beck off of his glove, still heading towards foul ground, and he gets the out on a backhanded throw.
2 outs. Beck is almost out of the woods as Ricky Nunez steps into the plate.
Yeah, Beck faring better than most of the Chinooks starting pitchers so far today.
Nunez a 2-for-3 line with a walk. Couple of runs scored, couple of RBIs.
Now batting for the Miners, right fielder number 14, Ricky Nunez.
Ricky could be looking for his own second home run of the year and getting into extra base hits recently.
Had a deep double to the gap in left center field earlier.
With Donovan behind him in the on-deck circle, these two alone are a dangerous 1-2 punch. A high pitch, Ricky Nunez wanted just a piece of, fouled off for strike 1.
That ball's upstairs, 2-1 on Nunez.
Ricky showing a bit patience with a 2-out count, hoping to avoid a quick inning and help his guys add a few more on.
3-1 now on Nunez.
With the lack of control that he's showing so far, surprised Rother and Walters went after the pitches they did. Ricky wants one of his own. This one also in foul ground, over the fence though.
Gave that one a ride, just needs to straighten it out a little bit.
Brought to you by Chepo's Mexican Restaurant.
Nunez in a full count. Something's got to give. Can he get through this inning? Does just that on a strikeout-looking Beck, making a good impression in his first debut.
Called strike 3, punches out Nunez. A 1-2-3 inning for the high school kid. 10-1 through 7.5 here at Lee Jordan.
Miners will be back in the field for the bottom of the 8th, looking to hold on to their sizable lead here. Well, we'll be back with more action in the bottom of the 8th. Make sure you stick around with a few innings to go.
55, Joseph Keel.
Evan Floyd checks in for Tyler Wosner. Another clean handoff so far. Only needed 2 pitchers for the Miners to get to the 8th. Now they hand it over to one of their closers. We'll see what Floyd has in store.
As he delivers strike one, Floyd on the air, 14 games pitched in, 20 and 2/3 innings, 18 hits. He's only allowed 5 walks, struck out 20. He's got a 3-1 record and a 2.61 ERA.
That one low. Not going to get any favors there.
And if not for a game against the Chinooks in Mulcahy Stadium, where he, I believe, gave up 4 runs in an inning and a third, his ERA would be well below 2.
This one, a ERA-friendly pitch, heading right into the air as Aaron Walters gets it on the first out.
Easy play, 1 away, and now stepping to the plate is going to be Patty McCormick. Evan Floyd's been really solid for this team all year. Also 4 saves to his line as well. And a versatile guy out of the pen, 14 games. And he didn't even get here until the middle of June.
One thing that always kind of stands out for me with Floyd, his first pitch strike percentage is extremely high. He always attacks hitters early. This one, attacking the left field, laying out. He got it. A great diving catch by Tyler Wilson in left field.
How about that? Tyler Wilson laying it all on the line, even in a 9-run game, able to come up with that one on the dive.
Apparently, if Tyler Wilson loses his hat, he just becomes the best defender there is. That's 2 times he's made great plays, losing his cap in the process.
Will Betts stepping to the plate now, 0 for 3 on his line today with a strikeout.
Another swing and a miss. He and his teammates have made a habit of it. Only 2 hits in the current lineup right now. 3 hits for the entire game. They've been sputtering at the plate.
1-1 on bats. This game, we said it early, thought it would go quicker, but the Miner offensive surge in the 4th, 5th, and 6th innings, where they combined for 9 of their 10 runs, has significantly added time to this game.
Floyd well ahead of bats. See if he can catch up on what would be another strikeout pitch. Floyd looking for his 2nd strikeout of the game. Or his 1st strikeout of the game.
A little too easy there. 2-2 is the count now on Will Batts. No activity down the Chinook pen. 2 outs. Maybe it's tied back again for the 9th.
Floyd in the even count, hoping to retire bats for the 4th time in the game. Just outside to the left.
Full count, 3-2. John Mark Mullins, also hitless, stands on deck. And notably today for the Chinooks, nobody in their top 5 has a hit.
Trying to change that as Will Batts does just that. Gets it down. Broadcaster's curse coming to life. Another run to 3rd. The relay. They got him. A beautiful relay all the way to 3rd. Not sure why he challenged the throw, but
trust the process. I mean, he did get credit for the hit there, but we did get the out at 3rd base. So trust the process. There was never a doubt.
It all works out in the end. The Miners, through 8 innings, have only allowed 1 run. Still hold on to that 9-run advantage. We'll head into the 9th, the final frame of action. Make sure you don't miss any of it, as the Miners are going to be looking to expand upon what's already a long, long journey back for the Chinooks.
833-165. That's 833-165.
Patrick Donovan steps back up for the final time, likely in this game.
Card set. Once again, ticket 833-165. Hitting off the top of the ninth, center fielder
Patrick Donovan is hoping to add another one to an already impressive resume so far.
1-0, only been put out one time today. Double, triple walk.
Another line shot. He is really finding the ball well, but that one fouled away. You can simply hear when somebody makes solid contact. That one was good contact, but wasn't the timing he needed. And he follows it up with another crushed ball. This one getting down for another hit. Patrick Donovan, he is just dominating here at Lee Jordan.
He's a homer away from the cycle. I don't think he'll have the opportunity to get there unless the Miners bat around. But single, double, triple, as well as a walk. He's put it all together.
It's going to take quite a bit to bat all the way around, but close to doing so in the 5th inning.
Miners, assuming they hold on today, will move to 29-10 on the year. Chinooks will fall down to 21-18. They've been a little bit worrisome lately. If they were to take the loss, they'd fall to 4-6 in their last 10 games.
Bermudez starts with a ball, another ball hot.
The ABL this year, Miners obviously far and away. This is contrasting from 2019 where you saw 3 teams with 26 or more wins.
Definitely more of a one-party domination this year.
Yeah, back in 2019, the Bucks 29-14. There were more conference games played. So there's a strike. Yeah, 29-14 was the finish for the Bucks. Miners finished at 26-18, as well as the Pilots, who also finished at 26-18. 13-30 for the Chinooks and 15-29 for the Peninsula Oilers.
David Bermudez finds his own piece of lumber, but can't keep that one fair.
Ball brought to you by 3 Bears Alaska.
Yeah, 43 games played back in 2019. Down to 40 this year, at least in conference play.
Vermi in a full count, 2 for 3 on the day so far. Would love to make that 3 for 4. He runs for second, doesn't matter as he'll be walked, so there's no play at second.
First and second, nobody out, and we got a pinch hitter coming into the plate. It's Jared Sweeney. He's going to pinch hit for Holden Breeze.
Number 28, Jared Sweeney.
Sweeney was one of the hotter bats over the last week. Along with Nakamura, he's been on over 60% of his times last week.
8 plate appearances, been on 5 times, also knocked in a run.
Sweeney waits on the pitch. Beck is going to throw high here.
1-0. Tyler Wilson stands on deck. You know about how good of a day he's had. He stands over there batting from the left side once again.
After Beck's 1-2-3 inning, Miners putting him through the ringer now. This one near the elbows, strike 1.
One and one count. Sweeney batting from the left side, switch hitter.
Takes a big hack here, but a bit behind the fastball.
1-2. Beck in the driver's seat, trying to at least get an out.
Standing behind Sweeney, Tyler Wilson in the on-deck circle. Already made a great play on the defensive side, been dominating through here today. Sweeney gets a piece of it right over the infield's head and deep into right field. That's going to plate 1, maybe 2. Should be enough for the Miners to hold him off as he pulls into third. There's the run. He's safe. 2 added on an RBI triple. Jared Sweeney keeps going. The Miners have taken a now convincing and unreturnable lead.
Now batting for the Miners, left fielder number 44, Tyler Wilson.
They're going to add 2 on to make it 12-1, which should be enough for the mercy rule.
Well, it's in the 9th inning, so it won't matter.
Fair enough.
Could have had this
At this
earlier,
point,
I
it's
guess.
just bragging rights.
And now Beck is going to be coming out of the game. We're going to have a new pitcher on, so we're going to step away for a minute, and we'll be back here from Chugiak in just a few moments.
Great day for pitching debuts as we get another one here.
Patty McDermott on.
The second baseman switching over to the mound now. Leo Harris replacing him in the field. Throws a bit underhanded.
Not a bit.
It's a
Not a bit.
It's a very underhanded throw. It's one of the most unique pitching styles I've seen in the ABL this season. He throws it more like he's throwing a rock off of a pond, but immediately feasts it on and returned for an RBI single.
13-1 Miners now as Tyler Wilson collects his 3rd RBI of the day, and this is, I believe, the most lopsided Miner lead all year at 12.
3rd RBI, 4th hit. Tyler Wilson just can't stop getting on. First pitch to Kevin Nakamura is fouled off.
That foul ball brought to you by Jimbo's Mexican Restaurant.
Still no outs in the inning for the Miners, man at first, and another one that's in a 1-1 count now.
Knack's first plate appearance, he couldn't reach, so looking to maybe get aboard here.
Another pitch outside. The underhand tactic seems to work right up the middle. Pitching around the edges of the zone is definitely more of a struggle. And again, he is a position play.
3-1. This game's really sliding away from the Chinooks. I mean, it's been out of hand for a while, but 13-1 is almost unfathomable.
And this one walks Nakamura, so not even a real bead of sweat on his head when he heads over to first.
Sam Thompson, who struck out his first plate appearance, strides into the box.
DH number 18, Sam Thompson.
Thompson struck out last time with Campbell. This time, hoping to come out on top of this position player battle.
Miners certainly showing the ability to put even more on the scoreboard as it's 0-1. McDermott gets that one in there. None in either the first or second. 1 in the third. 3 in the fourth. 4 in the fifth. None in 6 through 8. And then 3 here in the ninth.
Lifted. Keel heading back towards the gate. He's going to be greeted by kids on the other side waiting for that foul ball.
0-2 on Thompson. I think you can pretty much say this will be a victory. So, Miners obviously keep their first place in the league. The Chinooks stay in second. Everybody's wrapped up in their positions with a couple of games to play, or rather 1 game to play for most teams.
Sam Thompson takes another K as that one called a strikeout looking.
Now batting for the Miners, third base.
Casey Rother to the plate with 1 out. To win, the Miners would extend their lead in the ABL standings to 8. 8 games up. That is about as good as you can get it.
Another pitch far and away. Patty McCormick back to struggling with the location.
Want to know? Aaron Walters stands in the on-deck circle.
That one ball 2 outside. Casey turns into this one, heading into right field underneath of it, and there's your second out. Tagging up initially and turning back is Tyler Wilson at second.
Back-to-back outs for McCormick. He's 1 away from getting out of this inning as Aaron Walters steps in.
Number 15, Aaron Walters.
Wally so far today, a 1-hit ball game, 1 for 4 so far with 1 walk. And he lines this one into left field. Johnny Graham is there. Miners finally get out of the inning. They add a few more on before the inning is finally concluded. 13-1. We head to the bottom of the 9th for a miracle hope, maybe. Bottom of the 9th, last stand for the Chinooks. John Mark Mullins, the first man to the plate as we kick off the bottom of the 9th. Floyd still on for the Miners. No real save opportunity. You'd have to reduce their lead by 4 times what they currently have. A 2-0 lead, Mullins ahead early. This one is sent into right field. Ricky Nunez is there for the out. A quiet out number 1.
Can of corn got way under it.
Now
No
batting
real
for the
pressure
Chinooks,
there.
the
Nunez was able to get there comfortably.
State, number 25, Colby Ferris.
Colby Ferris steps in. Also hitless on the day, 0 for 3.
Tyler Wilson has more hits than the Chinooks lineup out there currently. With their lineup they currently have, not counting the people that have been substituted out, there's only 3 hits in this lineup for the Chinooks. This one put on the ground. Waiting on it is Rother. Guns it across the diamond for the out. There's 2. Floyd 1 out away from helping his team secure number 29.
They're so close.
Now batting for the Chinooks, a redshirt freshman, first baseman
Josh
from
Sheck.
UC Irvine, number 35.
First baseman and potential last out of the game for the Miners. Sheck chases the first one, but sends it into foul ground. 0 for 3 up to this point today. 1 strikeout already for Josh Sheck. Came in the first rotation from Aaron Winkler. 0-2. Far behind here. Down to his last strike. Won't get it on that pitch.
Up and away. Count goes to 1-2.
Sheck waits on the 1-2. One offer, out and away again. Josh Sheck holding on to keep his team alive. Big swing and a miss, his second strikeout in the game, and Floyd makes him sit down quietly.
A long game finally concludes.
The final score, 13-1. Miners quintuple the amount of hits by the Chinooks in this one. A dominating contest by the Miners offense. I've been Sean Eaton alongside Reese Landon and occasionally a Willie Johnston sound. We've been here with you at Lee Jordan Field as the Miners capture win number 29. We'll be back again tomorrow in Anchorage for the final regular season game of the year. Make sure you tune in to join us there.
Go Miners.
Tilton representing the Chugiak Eagle River Senior Center and our senior residents.